just speaking to that. And then also, we have had throughout the process different concerns raised about people voting multiple times. And as your report points out, it shows the review process and what gets caught. Would you be able to speak to the section on the bottom of page 4 on duplicate ballots? Thank you.
Through the chair, page 4, duplicate votes. Okay, so we have some challenged ballots here. It looks like there's 18 voters that voted twice. As you can see, they are all a little bit different. One voter voted twice at a vote center. One voter voted at a vote center and returned a ballot in a drop box. 12 voters returned a ballot by mail or drop box and then voted at a vote center. So for those voters, I think we're moderately concerned about that. I think one of the issues that we look at when people vote twice, and we'll provide this information to the municipal attorney and the municipal prosecutor, is what is the age of the voter. Oftentimes we do have voters who are elderly. They get their by mail ballot and they vote that ballot and then they still go to the vote center. And I think that that's a mitigating stance that the prosecutor would take into consideration. However, if there isn't a mitigating circumstance, the voter isn't disabled or elderly, I think that the prosecutor will probably be concerned about those ones. For the next one, we had 3 voters who received a signature no match letter. So they got a no match letter, they had some action that they needed to take with respect to that, and they probably just said, forget it, I'm going to a vote center and showing my ID and voting. And so I think that is a slightly different circumstance. And we will let the municipal attorney and the prosecutor know that. And then similarly, for the last voter in that category, the ballot envelope was received and not signed, and then the voter voted again at a vote center and signed it. So, that's another one that I think is explainable. A voter said, I'm not going to put my signature on the outside of the envelope. We sent him a signature, no sig letter that said there is no signature, we can't count. They said, well, then I'm going to go to the vote center and I'll show my ID and vote. So I think those ones are different circumstances. In the next 2 categories, so this is ballot voted by someone other than the voter. We had 1 ballot envelope that was voted and signed by the voter's spouse. The spouse, there were a variety of circumstances that the spouse told us that the spouse voted the spouse's ballot, so we will turn that information over to the prosecutor. The second one, again, we don't know who voted this ballot, but it wasn't a signature match. So we sent the opportunity to cure letter that said no sig match, and the voter's father called us and said, he didn't vote. He's not in Alaska. So we're very concerned about that one, but by not matching the signature, we caught that potential fraud, and that one will go to the prosecutor. So I hope that answers your questions.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Kennedy?